March 1945. The German military is staring across the Rhine River. Through their binoculars, they can see an American division of 30,000 men massing on the banks. The panzers are fueled. The artillery is dialed in. The Germans are preparing for an absolute slaughter. But there is a fatal flaw in their intelligence. Those 30,000 American troops do not exist. The tanks are made of inflatable rubber. The radio chatter is completely fabricated, and the deafening sound of the armored columns is coming from massive speakers mounted on half tracks. Welcome to the archives. Today, we are declassifying the 23rd Headquarters Special Troops, a 1,100-man unit armed with nothing but weaponized illusion. Their mission was suicidal: draw the entire German front line away from the real invasion force. If they failed, the Allied push into Germany would collapse. To understand how you fake an entire army, you have to understand the reality of battlefield reconnaissance in 1945. They deployed hundreds of 93-pound inflatable rubber tanks, artillery pieces, and jeeps. They used bulldozers to carve fake tank tracks into the mud leading up to the inflatables. From a quarter-mile away, the OPSEC was flawless. But a visual illusion falls apart the moment the sun goes down. If you want to terrify an entrenched enemy at 2 a.m., you have to weaponize sound. Enter the 3132 Signal Service Company. They didn't carry rifles. They carried state-of-the-art wire recorders. They traveled to real armored divisions and recorded the exact acoustic signatures of kinetic warfare. They mixed these tracks in mobile studios and pumped them through 500-watt speakers mounted on the back of half tracks. In the dead of night, the German forces across the river didn't just see a ghost army. They heard 30,000 men grinding toward their position. The final layer of the trap was in the airwaves. If the radio net went silent, German intelligence would immediately know it was a trap. So the Ghost Army deployed elite radio operators to perfectly mimic the specific rhythmic fist, the unique tapping style, of real Allied radio operators who had just vacated the sector. German signal intelligence intercepted the Morse code, analyzed the rhythm, and confirmed exactly what the Ghost Army wanted them to believe. It all culminated in March 1945 with Operation Viersen. The U.S. Ninth Army needed to cross the Rhine, and they needed the Germans looking the wrong way. The Ghost Army set up their inflatables, cranked the massive 500-watt speakers, and flooded the net with fake radio traffic. For hours, 1,100 men stood in the mud, entirely exposed, waiting for the German artillery to tear them apart. But the illusion held. The German military diverted their heavy panzer divisions and artillery fire directly toward the rubber tanks and the loudspeakers. Miles away, the actual U.S. Ninth Army crossed the Rhine River with virtually no resistance. By weaponizing psychology, audio engineering, and visual OPSEC, those 1,100 men saved the lives of an estimated 30,000 Allied soldiers. Yet, there were no parades for the 23rd Headquarters Special Troops. Their tactics were so highly effective that the soldiers were sworn to absolute secrecy. They returned home, told their families nothing, and the records of the Ghost Army were locked in a vault, entirely denied by the Pentagon until they were finally declassified in 1996. The Ghost Army proved that sometimes the most devastating weapon on the battlefield is a lie. But if you think faking an entire armored division is wild, wait until you open the file on Project Azorian, the time the CIA built a massive deep sea mechanical claw to steal a sunken Soviet nuclear submarine straight off the ocean floor. Click the briefing on your screen right now to declassify that operation. Stay sharp, and I'll see you in the archives.